mining, right? And one of the reasons why we were purchased, you will find it in the US Senate meeting minutes. Ang sabi ng isang senator sa President, Mr. President, there is no soil in the US that is as fertile as the soil in Luzon. Right? California cannot compete, and the Philippines has lumber to last generations. And that's what they did. It lasted them several generations. We are an lumber export country. There's nothing wrong with lumber export, pero pag hindi mo binalik, yan yung problema. No? And these are the effects. One of it is it gets hotter, right? 10 degrees hotter in some cases. And you see here, no? We're all probably tied to air conditioning today. And our kids more so will be more reliant on air conditioning. Kasi ang init, diba? Sa taas, 33 degrees yung road. Sa baba, it's 66. Yan yung heat effect, right? In different parts of the country, rivers are drying up. No? So here, 75% of rivers have lost 75% of their water. And if you Google today, rivers drying up, you will find that it's happening in the US, it's happening in Central Asia, it's happening in Mindanao, it's happening in Luzon. No? So it is happening everywhere, right? And in the rainy season naman, like now, ang bilis bumaha, diba? That is a challenge, no? And when it floods, it really is a huge amount. No? This is a picture of a Category 4 storm, right? And during the dry season, which we're approaching El Nino, repeatedly, diba, pinagsasabihan tayo, that's the silent killer, right? And so, just to give you a side story, meron ba ditong taga Mindanao? Meron, sir, no? In 2016, we experienced El Nino, right? And in Mindanao in particular, where they are extra reliant on agriculture, crop failure yan. So, yung mga farmer in one town, humingi ng tulong sa mayor for rice. Hindi handa yung town. Ano nangyari? Nagalit yung mga farmers. Medyo nag-away-away sila. No? And that's how you end up with unhappy farmers who might consider going MNLF, Abu Sayyaf. Bakit? Sabi ng mayor namin, tutulungan niya kami. Ngayon, crop failure kami, kahit bigas walang mabigay. Right? It also puts extra burden on local officials who don't understand climate change because they did not study it in school. Diba? Tayong lahat naman, di natin itong inaaral in school. Yung mga may anak ngayon sa high school, sa college, siguro inaaral na. Right? But the generation working today, no, this is new information. Right? And so, what's the effect? One is that rice is so expensive. Right? If you go to Nueva Ecija, and you go to, I love Nueva Ecija kasi mura yung gasoline doon. Mababa yung mga city tax nila. No? At doon, ang haba ng pila ng mga tractor buying gasoline. You know why? It's gasoline to pump out water for their rice field. So lahat ng bigas na binibili natin sa Nueva Ecija, inflated yung presyo kasi gagastos ka para sa gasolina, para lang magpatubig eh. Versus, if the rainforest is intact, maganda yung tubig in the area. This particular site, Mount Puro, is the supplier of 140 plus families water. Clean water, fresh water. They just have to pump it out. And electricity lang yung gastos. Kasi, ang taas na ng concentration ng puno in the two hillsides that they envelop. No? So that's about 40,000 trees. So 40,000 trees, 140 families. Gustong mag-expand. Ang sagot ng engineer, magtanim pa kayo ng puno kasi kulang yung water supply sa ilalim. No? Every tree is 2,000 liters of water underground. No? So, kung gusto niyo gawin yung math, kung ilan yung kayang supplyan ng isang bundok, kasama dyan yung puno. Right? So, in terms of temperature, umiinit. Sa Florida, 37 degrees Celsius yung tubig. Sa beachfront nila, yan na ang temperature ng katawan natin. And then sa Kasiguran, Aurora, umalot ng 60 degrees Celsius yung heat index. 60. Napakainit po nun. No? Grabe. Akala ko, pumapalo lang ng 50, grabe na. Pero ito, first time I've seen it. No? And whatever happens up here, walang puno dito, babaha, it's connected down below. No? All connected. Kasi ang tubig dito, direct flow yan sa Laguna de Bay. Ang Laguna de Bay, direct flow sa Pasig. Ang Pasig, direct sa Manila Bay. Right? Literal, pag nagtapon ka dito ng basura, abot dun sa baba. At pag nagputol ka ng puno dito, yung baha, abot din doon. Or the, what's that? What do you call that? The, yung kung magka-landslide ka, no? The siltation, no? And I wanted to show this matrix to you because this area, and most of us probably live upstream, no? And there is a responsibility that comes with living on higher ground. Kasi we affect the water flow below us, no? Whether it's the plastic you use, the way you throw your trash, the way you cut trees or the way you plant trees, right? You have an effect on that, no? And this is how it connects, no? This chart, no? And in this chart, what we did lang, just so you see, we started putting for you the food production capacity of each of the bodies of water that this mountain range influences greatly. No? So kung maglagay ng lason dyan sa ilog, because yun yung fertilizer na bababa yan. Sira kaagad yung food and water supply natin. No? Water here today, because there's a dam in this area, diba? The water here today, to clean it, is about 10 to 12 pesos per cubic meter. If you get water from Laguna de Bay, the cost is 26 pesos per cubic meter to clean. Kasi marumi siya. No? And that's why protecting watersheds is something that is so important, right? And that's why we're also so happy that you're here, so that you can understand better, so you can meet the people, you understand ano buhay nila, because that affects what goes into the rivers that flow down into our cities. No? So, the framework that we're proposing is a 4-pillar framework that I'd like you to remember. It's society, people, planet, environment, economy, and then your personal well-being. Kasi wala namang tao gusto maging martyr, di ba? Aanuhin mo yung inalagaan mo lahat pero yung sarili mo hindi. Hindi pwede. So dapat komportable tayo, no? In that sense, no? And this is where it brings us to a storyline in Zambales, which I was telling si Sir Ferdy, no? Kasi unlike here na medyo green, doon talagang sunog ka talaga, no? Kasi yung mga lumber permits that were issued there plus pinatubo, talagang zero, para siyang Armageddon. Kasi yung lalim ng lahar nila 51 feet. No? Ang lalim ng tubig dito sa Marikina, 17 feet only because of the floods. Doon 51. So you can imagine, times 3. Diba? Pero wala kasing social media noon. No? So doon, meron din kaming reforestation program doon na 4,000 hectares. Right? At kita nyo, talagang mas mainit dito. No? Kasi nga naman, nasabugan pa sila ng bulkan. Tapos, hindi na proclaim ka agad yung protected area nila. Not like here. This protected area is 100 years old already. And so, similar to what you guys did, in different areas, we're trying to do ecotourism para magkatrabaho yung tao. Kasi mabilis na magkatrabaho ang tao. Hindi na yan magpuputol ng kahoy. Diba kanina na-discuss yung charcoal? Diba? It's a storyline not just here, but in other parts of the country. No? So, cultural programs are important. Right? Kain din, parang dito. No? And siguro yung magandang gusto kong i-share yung lessons na tinuturo nila sa amin. No? Kasi akala namin, kami yung pupunta doon para tulungan sila at turuan sila. Baliktad ang nangyari, kami yung natulungan, kami pa yung naturuan. Yung, show this one na, diba? Si Chieftain, diba? Humingi siya ng seeds imbis na pera. No? At ang gandang lesson niya, kasi ang inisip ng tao para tumulong, dapat may pera ako. Pero hindi naman kailangan, diba? And so, yan, yung mga, sino ba dito nagtanim ng atis? Meron ba kanina?
Meron.
Salamat sir, ako yung kumain. enjoy ako dun sir. No, but it's so practical, no? Because we don't have enough seeds in the country as supplied by our Department of Agriculture. They're a small group. But imagine if every municipality saved seeds, kaya, no? And there's a country that's proof of concept of that. It's Thailand. Because the king declared, please save your seeds. Kaya tingnan mo, ang mura ng pagkain sa Thailand. Kasi sagana talaga eh. No? Yung area, no? And siguro yung pwedeng ipakita lang. No? You might have seen this already while you were waiting, no? But this is the result of the planting, no? We were able to plant different fruit trees in the area, no? So we've been working with them since 2015, right? Tapos yun nga, imbis na pera, ube yung kumuha kami ng seeds. Ube alam nilang paramihan. Hanggang ngayon nagbebenta pa rin sila. No? And then meron isa sa amin magaling magluto, tinuruan sila mag-chips. Tapos diba, ganyan yung mga activity nyo kanina. In a few years, aabot ng ganyang kalaki. No? And then ito yung temperature measurement. What we measured was 13 degrees Celsius difference. No? And then, in areas na namumulaklak na yung puno, pag may bulaklak, may honeybee. Pag may honeybee, may honey ka na, napapasok, no? So it's going to add to the economy. Magkakaprodukto sila, no? Ito naman, this is a community in Subic. Tinulungan namin sila right before COVID. No? Sabi namin, magtanim kayo kasi pag nag-tourism, tapos may tanim, nakakabenta kayo kaagad, no? And in 1 year, ang laki ng mga papaya nila. Ngayon, lahat ng kalamansi nila malaki na, no? And then, bamboo. Bamboo is considered a miracle plant around the world. Here, we use it for handicrafts. Bamboo stars, bamboo straws, bamboo cups. No? So, maraming magagawa para sa inyo yung kalikasan. Tapos yung huli, yung kasoy. No? May cashew shortage sa Pilipinas kasi yung kasoy sa Antipolo, actually from Vietnam siya. No? Or from Palawan, it's not from here. No? And so, what we're doing there, we've planted about 29,000 cashew trees already and growing. Hindi nga ako makabili kasi malakas yung demand in the area. Diba? So, the whole point of why we showed this video to you is because it goes back to yung unang litrato. Alagaan yung lupa, alagaan yung tubig. Itong community, maliit lang, 50 families, inalagaan nila yung lupa. No? Ano nangyari? Nagka-produkto, honey, bamboo stars, crafts, no? Honeybees coming back, biodiversity. It enhances their ecotourism. These are things that we all aspire for. No? Na gusto natin. No? At simple lang ang solusyon. Yan, kung anong ginawa natin kanina. Tanim, diba? So, siguro just to continue lang, no? Kung di kayo sure kung anong itsura ng kasoy, ito po ang 4-year journey ng kasoy. We started planting in lockdown. No? Ganyan yung buto, tapos yan. By year 3 or 4, namumunga na ang cashew. No? And that's the nice thing about it, right? And to be honest, I heard that you guys have programs with communities. That's great because communities in the countryside are part of the solution. No? You cannot grow the alternatives to plastic if you don't have farmers, right? You also cannot have really tasty food kung wala yung gubat. No? Cinnamon, vanilla are spices that grow in a forest. Pag walang gubat, walang ganon. No? And the best coffee in the world is rainforest coffee. Mahilig tayo sa kape. No? In that sense. No? So the message here is a strong environment is also a strong economy, right? Not to say that you can't take from it, but you must think about how to give back to it also para balanse siya. Kasi 100 years ago, hindi nila inisip yon. Kumuha lang, no? Walang balik. So ngayon, medyo binabalanse natin, may ikot. At least, ang makikinabang tayo at makikinabang din yung kabataan. No? So, yun lang, no? One of the things that perhaps is also nice for you to understand, does your company count carbon by chance? No, not yet. No? So, if you've heard of the concept of climate change, laging lumalabas na yung salita dyan na carbon. Yan daw yung may sala kung bakit umiinit yung mundo. Kasi yung carbon stores heat from the sun. No? So, more carbon, more heat storage, mas iinit yung mundo. No? Now, what's going to happen in Europe, or if you're a European company or working with any European company, required na po in the next year na ang financial statement, naka-declare na rin yung carbon niya. Lalabas siya, no? So it's going to be a currency. Kasi ano siya eh, you earn money but you're destroying the environment. Ngayon gusto nilang ikwenta, no? So, allow me to share with you 2 quick lessons on carbon that you can use in your everyday life. No? 1, kung ayaw mo ng baha, kung ayaw mo ng init, dapat ayaw mo sa plastic. Kasi ang 1 kilo ng plastic, ang production niya, 3 kilos of carbon. Right? Because ang plastic, langis siya. It's oil, no? So, habang pinoproduce siya, dagdag carbon, no? And the world produces about 51 billion tons of carbon every year, no? Guess, alin ang Pilipinas na per person per year? 1.27 tons, 20 tons, or 40 tons? Guessing game tayo. Alin kaya ang Pilipino dyan? 40, 20, or 1 ton per year? Yeah? Like, who thinks it's 40? Raise your hand. Okay, thank you. Baba. Who thinks it's 20? Raise your hand. Alright, and then you rest 1, no? Ang 40, Middle Eastern. Kasi doon, pag iinom ka ng tubig, gagamit ka ng langis para mag-desalinate. Kasi walang fresh water sa Middle East. Tapos naka-aircon ka lagi. Ang 20, America. Average American. Ang 1, Filipino. Sobrang baba ng carbon production ng average Filipino. Lalo na yung mga tao tulad na Ate Ligaya. Ang baba, di ba?
Parang sinotolerate natin yung other countries.
Yes. So,
They're promoting us to build a hydro project, and yet we are allowing them to use our...
correct. Siguro, hindi ko alam kung nabasa niyo sa balita noon, si dating Pangulong Duterte, ayaw niyang pirmahan yung climate treaty. Ito yung dahilan. Kasi sabi niya, kayo pinapapirma niyo kami, tapos kayo 40, kami isa? Ano tingin niyo sa amin? No. Yun yung context. But of course, they signed it anyway because you have to. But this goes to show ano yung konteksto natin. No? And hindi lang naman tayo yung galit sa, hindi lang naman siya yung nagalit sa US. Yung India ayaw pumirma kasi ang mensahe ng Pangulo ng India, ng Prime Minister, you got rich over this carbon industries and now you're telling us it's illegal? Of course we will not sign to that. No? You think we're crazy? We're competing with you in business and then you handicap us. No? So that's why now green energy is so important as well. No? Yung hydro,
Active pa ba yung
solar.
Kyoto Protocol?
I'm not sure, sir, if it's still active. It's a good question, sir. No? So again, if you want to help sa climate, you want a more sustainable lifestyle for us, it's plastic is one of the things you can do, no? Right? And then ito, yung carbon counting lang ng ating trip, no? If you use the bus, no, 5 buses ito siya, so you can calculate. Mas konti kayo, no? But this is a sample carbon calculation. 5 buses, 452 kilos of carbon from Makati to here. Venue, mababa yung impact ng venue natin kasi walang aircon, electric fan, and then tree planting. Ilan ba ang natanim natin? No? But anyway, that's how you calculate carbon.
193.
Yeah. So,
Group 1.
again, we're sharing this with you kasi dapat naintindihan natin lahat yung role natin, no, moving forward, no? If we are to build a sustainable future, right? Part of that means understanding our relationship with the planet and our relationship with our water, with our soil, no? And our food systems, no? I don't know if they showed this earlier. This is Mount Puro's work, right? In the last 20 years, no? Kasi si Tito Toto decided to live here. Dahil dito siya, nabantayan niya. Kaya, itong mga tuldok na to, yan, ngayon lalaki na niya. Yan yung mga mangga dyan sa baba. Diba? So that's Google satellite data. And we need more stories like that, no? Hopefully in 20 years, your seedlings will have something like that as well. No? But we don't need to wait 20. Baka in 5 years, medyo malaki na yan. Yan. So anyway, I'll just end with that. Right? So hopefully, pag uwi nyo, may bago kayong mga ideas and thoughts. Mas naintindihan nyo yung relationship between people, planet, and economy. No? And then if you want more information, request nyo namin, please follow us online. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. No? You'll be surprised who finds us on TikTok. Mga school, mga international school. No? Pero ano kasi, ang tao kasi gusto namang masaya. So kung masaya yung matuto, kung matututo kang masaya yung topic, madali. No? So ayun, thank you. No? Tapos I think yung pagkain nyo ready na.